Hello everyone, today I'm going to be reacting to some creepy facts, but I just want to give a little trigger warning because these are actually really creepy, so let's begin. So many famous people have died on the toilet. Yep, I heard the one about Elvis Presley. Jeez, how could you drown in a toilet? Oh, drown in a bathtub. Yeah, bathrooms can be kind of scary places. Creepy things about the zodiac signs. Ooh, I hope mine's on here. Aries, things about death. Taurus, stalker. Gemini, good liars. Cancers, obsessive in relationships. Virgo, psychopath side. Scorpio, creepy thoughts. Pisces, emotional creepy thoughts. Very interesting.
Yo, what's up? These are horrifying facts, part 1. In June of 1972, a woman who resembled a mannequin walked into the hospital wearing only a bloody gown. Although the lady was covered in blood, she stayed expressionless, but her face was perfectly intact and she had the same dexterity and fluidity as any normal person would. But it wasn't until what happened later that caused people to start to vomit and flee the scene. When she was rushed through the emergency room, they thought the best thing they could do was restrain her with straps, and she didn't fight back. After saying nothing for hours, the lady finally turned her head and looked at the male doctor and whispered something quietly. The nurses then fled and filled the hospital with screams of terror when they realized her teeth weren't normal and that she had razor-sharp, animal-like teeth. When all the nurses cleared the room, the male doctor stayed, and what she whispered was, "I am God."
Okay, but just that image alone is like really scaring me. Also, I feel like someone's watching me, and that is really creepy, like with the sharp teeth in the face, and that image, and my imagination's making that really creepy.
Today we're talking about Jeff the Killer. Jeff is a 13-year-old boy who moved into a new neighborhood with his parents and his brother Lou. On their first day of school, they were targeted by 3 bullies, who Jeff beats up after threatening them with knives. Police were called, but Lou, taking the blame, ended up getting arrested. This sent Jeff into a really bad depression. Later on at a party, Jeff ends up being attacked by the bullies again, and he ends up killing one of them, but not before getting covered in bleach and lit on fire. Jeff later on wakes up in the hospital, with his head covered in bandages. Once they were removed, it's revealed that his face was disfigured and extremely pale due to the burns. When Jeff saw himself, he started hysterically laughing and said that he liked his face that way. He was then released and able to go home. That night, his mom found him, carving a permanent smile into his face and burning off his eyelids so he could always see his face. Terrified, his mom ran to his dad, but he caught up to them and stabbed them to death, doing the same to his brother Lou.
This one's actually really interesting because I remember when I was younger, I was always like really curious because I wanted to know his backstory and why he had like a really pale face and stuff. Okay, so some people believe that if Black Cat looks at you and then runs, it means that, you know, something bad is about to happen to you. I mean, that's not really creepy because a bunch of people think that. That's just like a superstition and stuff.
The man who killed Halloween. Have you ever wondered why parents are so afraid of trick-or-treat candy? Halloween night, 1974, Ronald O'Brien and his neighbor took their kids out trick-or-treating. All was going well until someone didn't open up their door for them. The kids walked away dejected. They weren't getting any candy from this one, or so they thought. O'Brien came up behind them holding 5 pixie sticks. He claimed that the man had opened his door after all, it just took him a little while. He handed each of the children a pixie stick and handed one to the neighbor boy. Then they finished trick-or-treating and all went home. Later that night, little Timothy O'Brien opened up his pixie stick and started eating it. He claimed that it had a bitter taste, but his dad gave him some Gatorade to wash it down. Not long after that, he was in the bathroom vomiting and he began convulsing. His father called an ambulance, but it was too late and Timothy died in the ambulance. Follow me for part 2.
Okay, but this one is really creepy. Also, I have a vivid memory of me getting pixie sticks from a house on my street when I was like 8, but my parents wouldn't let me eat it.
The man who killed Halloween, part 2. Police ran an autopsy on Timothy and found a lethal dose of potassium cyanide in his system. They ran a test on his pixie stick and found traces of the poison. Timothy's death caused a panic in their town. Parents took all of their kids' candy to the police station to be tested. After this, police went to the other kids who were given pixie sticks and tested theirs. These pixie sticks were found to have enough cyanide in them to kill 4 adults. So the question from that point on was, where did the kids get these pixie sticks? Ronald O'Brien was questioned, and he eventually led them back to the house that he claimed that he got these pixie sticks from. The same house which he previously had claimed he didn't remember where he got them from. However, it was later learned that this man was an air traffic controller and had not gotten home until 11 p.m. on Halloween. He even had 200 people to back up his claim. So yet again, the police were at a dead end. That is, until they found out something about the O'Briens. Come back for part 3.
I feel like they would suspect the man first. Also, my door is behind me right now, and I feel like someone's watching me, and I'm getting like these really creepy vibes because it's late at night.
The Man Who Killed Halloween, Part 3. After hitting a dead end, police began to look into the O'Briens. They found that the O'Briens were in a lot of financial debt, over $100,000. Ronald O'Brien had proven himself incapable of holding a job, having held over 21 jobs in the previous 10 years. When police questioned his coworkers, they came back with some pretty alarming evidence. O'Brien had asked one of them if it was possible for him to purchase potassium cyanide. He asked a professor from a class he was attending how much cyanide it would take to kill specific sized animals. And someone who worked at a local wholesale chemical store claimed that O'Brien had come into his store asking to purchase potassium cyanide. After a little more investigation, it was discovered that O'Brien had taken out 2 insurance policies on his 2 children, which, if both of them had died, would amount to $100,000.
I swear, I love stuff like this, but they're also so kind of creepy, and it makes it like really fun to watch these.
These are images that will make you uncomfortable after watching this video. Whoever took this picture actually needs to never use ketchup again. We all know ketchup is only supposed to go on chicken nuggets and fries. Why would you even consider a banana?
Also, I hate how this looks.
Back with the ketchup again. Alright, this one's just so much worse. Like, dude, seriously, I could tell you took a bite out of that too, because I can see the ketchup on the peep. I think we can all agree this is one of the worst feelings in the world when you drop your silverware on your food, because now you can't really touch it or else you're gonna get that all over your fingers. I can feel this picture. Like, yo, your socks are wet. They're muddy, yo. Like if this video made you uncomfortable.
Well, that was definitely a ride I don't want to go on again. Dangerous Arctic animals that could kill you. Ooh, polar bears are not cute. Like, but they have a bunch of blood on them. They're creepy. Aw, well, they're more cute. Yeah, I think the rest of the animals are more cute because, like, a polar bear with the white fur and the red blood, it just is like a kind of creepy sight to watch.
The twist at the end has already happened once. So you're flying to the South Pole to meet your friend Chad when suddenly your plane crashes. Congratulations, you landed on Dome Fuji, one of the coldest places in the world, but luckily it's summer and it's only negative 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Here in this wonderfully fun place of the world, your body is literally freezing and it cools off 1 degree every 30 minutes. Within an hour, your muscles shrink trying to regain lost heat and your hands and feet burst trying to move blood to your vital organs. But don't worry, soon you won't feel pain or cold, which means the torture is only beginning. Wave 2 of the torture begins with your body shaking uncontrollably. You begin hallucinating and completely tripping out and are utterly confused. Any moment now you're gonna pass out because your body is almost into extreme hypothermia where it literally gives up trying to stay warm. Breathing is now hard and your heart is slowly stopping. This fun experiment completely ends when your body temperature gets below 85 degrees. But don't worry, because after 70 years, they might find you buried in the ice and call you Captain America.
I can barely even touch snow. I would not be able to survive. Also, I hate like the frozen faces. That's so scary.
Hey, so you might never want to go near this house. This is the home of a hoarder named Rita. Up in her bedroom attic lays her dead son's body for 20 years. Rita ended up collecting so much stuff that her house ended up smelling like rotting food. Years later, she was rushed to the hospital over several medical conditions and her house was ransacked. They ended up discovering a rotting body up in the attic. This was later discovered to be her son. The scent of rotting food smelled so bad that it covered the body's scent. Rita was also known to be legally blind, so she never saw the son living there. Follow for more?
This is honestly so sad. And it's crazy that like the dead body was just living there forever. Like that's honestly like creepy, but like in a different way. Well, anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know which one was the creepiest. Bye guys!